Live in peace. Evening, y'all. The spiritual meaning of peace is knowing that the Lord of the universe is by your side and resting in that. It's not just knowing, but it's also living it out. Peace is sitting in comfort and knowing that God is next to your side no matter what. Question to you. What do you do when you really need things just to go right and you're tired of not getting the results you are looking for? Just tired of being impatient, you're tired of using your own brain, you're tired of getting your friends to try to figure it out. What do? Number one, I think what you should do is go to the Father. When you go to the Father, you have that confidence, that trust, and that peace follows right with it. And after that peace follows right, and you have that joy. And that makes you living in peace just so sweet. Example, a couple of weeks ago, I was walking this dog that I was house sitting, and I took him over my friend Jackie's house. And I left my keys, not knowing I left my keys. So I called Jackie. I said, hey, are my keys there? Well, first, I asked God. God says, your keys are at Jackie's house. And I said, okay. So I was in that peace mode because God had told me, your keys are at Jackie's house. And Jackie says, I can't find them. But God said, they're there. And I said, okay, Jackie. So she hung up. And then God says, but they're there. They're on the cushions. You were sitting in this other spot. And I said, okay. But did I call Jackie back? No. I got up at 6 o'clock in the morning, walked over to her house. And then I started having little doubts. And I knew the doubts wasn't coming from my Father that gives me peace, but it was coming from the adversary just trying to make me just look this way while I'm walking, look this way while I'm walking for the keys. So I stopped that, and I remember God says, your keys are there. So as soon as I go into her yard, I go to one set of cushions where I was sitting. They weren't there. Did I get discouraged? No. I still had that peace of God, that comfort of God, just knowing that what he says will come to pass. So then I went over to the other section, and there they were sitting there. Let's look at another person that seemed to have a rough time. I'm not going to read 1 Samuel chapter 1, verses 17 to 21, but 4 characters. Elkanah, the husband, Hannah, one of the wives, and Peninnah, the bad wife, and then Eli, the priest. So what I'm going to say about this is Hannah had a little bit of doubts too of living in peace because she had Peninnah always dogging her out because she couldn't have any kids. She was always being bitter to her, rude to her, making fun of her. So then Hannah goes up and sees the priest, Eli. Now when Eli sees Hannah, he doesn't know that she's praying. He thinks she's drunk. And he says, hey, you can't be drinking on the job, boo. You can't come up here drinking on the job. You have to be for real of what you want. And then Hannah says, no, that's not what I'm doing. I'm praying. You know, I'm praying to God because I am barren. I want to have kids with my husband. And so, you know, he apologized. And the 3 words that he said to her was, go in peace. Now, if somebody tells you if you're having a bad day to go in peace, what would you think? As a Christian, you would think, man, thanks, I need to hear those 3 words or something in that lines that will make me feel better, that will make my life different. And then when Hannah heard that, she thanked him, and then her whole countenance changed. Before, remember, she was looking all beat up, distraught. You know, she was in despair because she couldn't have kids for her husband. And Eli loved her. And Eli even said to her, and when you read this chapter, that, aren't I better more than 10 sons? And that's what the bad wife, that's all we're going to call her, that's what she had. And he just wanted Hannah to know that, hey, my love for you is greater than anything, except for God. Just like our love for our kids, our love for our friends is greater than anything except for God. Because, you know, it's God that gives us peace. When you look at 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11, it says, finally, believers, rejoice. Be more complete. Be what you should be. Be comforted. Be like-minded. Live in peace. Enjoy the spiritual well-being experienced by believers who walk closely with God. And the God of love and peace, the source of love, kindness, will be with you. And when I fellowship here, that's what I feel when I walk in this room. Peace. People living in peace. Their walks. It's your walk that helps you live in peace. Of course, it's God that works within you to do of his good pleasure. But when you know that, that peace is just undescribable. I want to close with 2 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 11, the Amplified Version. Finally, believers, rejoice. Be made complete. Be what you should be. Comforted. Be like-minded. Live in peace. Enjoy the spiritual well-being experienced by believers. Walk closely with the Father. So, God bless. Live in peace and enjoy it.